Okay, if you are retaking the multiplication part of your summative, you are going to be watching this video and making corrections to your summative as you go. In order to do your retake, you need to bring me your original summative with these corrections done in a different colored ink, as well as your retake practice that was in the packet. You have to have both of those things done in order to do your retake. So as you watch this video, you're going to correct your test on the ones that you missed. If you still have questions after watching the video, please come see me to ask those questions. Or if you have questions on your retake packet, you can see me as well. All right, so when we're multiplying with fractions, we need to set them up so it is a fraction multiplied by another fraction, and we're going to multiply straight across. For this first one, we can look to simplify ahead of time, or we can just multiply across and simplify at the end. If we don't simplify first, we get 10/18. 5 times 2 is 10, and 6 times 3 is 18. And then we need to look and see what can we divide both 10 and 18 by. 10 and 18 are both divisible by 2, so if we divide both of those by 2, we get our simplified version of 5/9. Because this is not an improper fraction, the top number, the numerator, is not bigger than the denominator, this does not turn into a mixed number. If we were looking to simplify ahead of time, on the diagonal, 6 and 2 are both divisible by 2, so we can divide by 2 there. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now when we multiply straight across, we've got 5 times 1, which is 5, and 3 times 3, which is 9, so we get that same simplified answer either way. For our next one, we don't have two fractions, so we need to take 4.5 and 8 and turn them into fractions. 8 as a whole number is going to be 8/1. 4.5 is a mixed number, so to turn that into an improper fraction, we're going to do 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9, so we're going to have 9/2 because that denominator stays the same. So same thing, you can either multiply straight across or simplify on your diagonal or up and down. So if we multiply straight across, 8 times 7 is 72. 2 times 1 is 2. We can divide both of those by 2, so 72 divided by 2 is 36. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 36/1 is just 36. On the bottom, if we had simplified ahead of time, 8 and 2 both share a common factor of 2, so we can divide both of those by 2. 2 turns into 1, and 8 turns into 4. 9 times 4 is 36. 1 times 1 is 1, and 36/1 is just 36. And for our last one down here, we have two mixed numbers, so we're going to turn those both into improper fractions. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so we've got 7/6 times 4 times 2 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, so we've got 10/4 here. We can multiply straight across. 7 times 10 is 70, 6 times 4 is 24. And then to turn that back into a mixed number, we need to look and see how many times 24 goes into 70. So 24 plus 24, so 2 24s is 48. If we were to add another 24 to that, we would have 72, so that's too much. 24 goes into 72 whole times, which is 48. And then what's left over to get from 48 to 70 is 22. 70 minus 48 is 22, 22 24ths. But if we look at that, 22 and 24 are both divisible by 2, so we have to keep simplifying. We get 2 and 11/12 when we divide that fraction by 2. If we were to solve that the other way and simplify ahead of time, we could simplify the 10 and the 6 or the 10 and the 4, either one on the bottom. Both are divisible by 2, so 10 divided by 2 is 5, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Or we could have, instead of using the 4 here, we could have used the 6. It's up to you. 7 times 5 is 35. 6 times 2 is 12. Same thing, that's an improper fraction. The top number is bigger than the bottom, so we're going to turn that into a mixed number. 12 goes into 35 2 times, which is 24. And to get from 24 to 35, there are 11 pieces left over, and our denominator stays the same. So 2 and 11/12 is our final answer. Again, if you have any questions on this, you need to see me, and I'm happy to keep working through this with you. You're going to do the practice in your retake packet, and make sure you bring both of those things completed to me in order to complete your retake on Tuesday.